Hi all. So the book I chose to read was Bridge of Terabithia, and the story truly follows the story of Jess and his best friend Leslie, and it follows how Jess struggles at home, being the only boy wedged between in the middle of four girls, two older sisters and two younger sisters. As this is the case, he feels that he is always punished and they are never because he's the only boy. One day, a girl moves down the street in a house that's been empty for years, and her name is Leslie. At first, Jess doesn't like this new girl, who is definitely a lot different from the other people around the town. In fact, his real second interaction, I would say, was when she could run faster than him and all the other boys in the school. And for a little 9-10-year-old boy, that's a lot for a little girl to beat him. But soon he realizes that this girl is nothing to be scared of or not to like because she's really something special. Their friendship grows, as does their imagination, as they build the land of Terabithia and they declare themselves the rulers and protectors. They have many adventures in this land as they strive to protect it from the evils of the world. One day, tragedy strikes this little happy friendship, and Leslie dies. Jess really has a hard time accepting the fact that his best friend has died. It takes him a really long time to even return to Terabithia, and when he goes back, he worries that it won't be the same without her. He goes back, and although it is different, he still sees a lot of the magic that was there when Leslie was there. But he realizes that just as Leslie had finished what she needed to do here on Earth, Jess no longer needed Terabithia and passed it along to his little sister Mabel as the new queen to grow and imagine. I believe that Jess learned that friends and family are there for a period of time to help you grow and become who you are, as well as learning that your imagination will help you along with where you are in a point in life, but at some point it is okay to let it go because that part of your life has grown you as far as it could. I think that this book was given the Newbery Medal because, one, its presentation of the information. Although the book covered a large period of time, you never felt like you missed anything that happened in the life of Jess and Leslie. It seemed as if the author gave every detail from every single day of their lives. The organization was also very great as each point flowed to another quite beautifully. The author also carefully and specifically described the characters and the setting. The setting was so beautifully described that you could close your eyes and easily envision what she herself, the author, had envisioned. Lastly, the development of the plot. The author walked us through carefully the story of Leslie and Jess, giving us just the right information at the right time. I truly felt like I was standing right there and seeing all of this unfold. The picture book that I chose to evaluate this week was The Interrupting Chicken, which I personally fell in love with. I think that this book was an honorable mention for the Caldecott book because first of its excellent pictorial interpretation and execution of the story. In this book, the pages show classic fairy tales that Father Chicken is telling Little Chicken. These fairy tales look exactly like what you would see in an old fairy tale book. From Little Red Riding Hood to the Three Little Pigs, they were beautifully drawn. Then, when Little Chicken interrupts, you see the exact pictures, but then over top of it, Little Chicken is colored in with crayon, showing that he has put himself in an original story where he wasn't normally there. And this adds that the purpose of this is not how the story originally went, but that Little Chicken had changed it. This also applies to the excellence of presentation and recognition of a child audience. The fact that the Little Chicken can't stop interrupting just relates to most little kids who can't stop interrupting as well. as well as Chicken being drawn in a crayon, adding to the imagination of a child who loves to draw the stories he has heard, but changing them up just slightly. I definitely agree that this book captures the imagination of a child because many aspects of the book, like I said before, relate to the child. This book is also a fun one to read for parents because they know how the original fairy tales end, and to see a little child change them up so they all end happy and with nothing scary adds to the innocence of a child. I really loved these books that I read this week.